Wow, the season finale this year is going by so fast. But once I've turned 40, every year goes by way too fast. It's Christmas every 6 weeks. I no longer look forward to the Olympics. They just remind me of how little I've accomplished in the last 4 years. Every time I hear that theme, I'm like, oh, I could have been a podiatrist by now. Every year, those last 3 months of the year, they're just a blur of stress. It's just every year, it's trick or treat, pass the squash, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. Makes me so anxious. I grew up very, very anxious. I remember Sundays were the worst. I would get so anxious because I had to go to school the next day, and there was a TV conflict at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights. I wanted to watch Disney, The Wonderful World of Disney, delightful animated movies, but we only had one TV. And my father would get it to the point where they said, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. I don't know how that song ended. It was always at that point that my father would get up and change the TV from Disney to 60 Minutes. From When You Wish Upon a Star to the most sinister theme song in television history. To this day, that gives me a pit in my stomach that I can't get rid of. Every time I hear it, I'm going to be bullied in 10 more hours. It was so frightening. And watching 60 Minutes as a child, it was traumatic. To go from Jiminy Cricket to I'm Mike Wallace. For the next hour, 4 90-year-old men and myself are going to scare the crap out of you with stories of nuclear war and kidnapped children. Missing kids, almost every week, missing kids. There was a hysteria about kidnappings in the 1980s, and it was grossly overstated, and they had no way to track these kids down. Now they have Amber Alerts and texts and Twitter. Back then they would use milk. On the side of every milk at lunch was a picture of a kid younger than me who would never see his mother again. I'm not hungry anymore. What was I supposed to do about it? I'm 6. Teacher, I'm going to miss music class today. The dairy people have me on a case. It's probably a dead end, but I'll run it up the flagpole. And there were lines on the cartons so you could cut them out with the scissors so I could collect them. So much anxiety growing up, so much. TV was so weak. We had 3 channels, plus UHF, which did not come in well. It was basically radio. I remember watching 3 innings of a Boston Red Sox game until I figured out it was a Boston Bruins game. So anxious. I grew up in an unusual sect of Judaism called poor. We were poor Jews. Food stamps, free lunch. But my parents were very generous in their way. We never felt poor. They had this policy. They would say, if there's something you really want, just ask for it, and we will try to find the money. But they were lying. And invariably what they would do is talk us out of wanting whatever it was that we wanted, and they were diabolical. They were ruthless. They were without Ruth. There was no Ruth in that home, neither Buzzy nor Bader Ginsburg. There was no Ruth and no health insurance. They would just talk me. One year I wanted to play hockey, which figure skating probably would have been better for me because I don't care for contact. But when you think about it, figure skating is just as cruel as hockey because they make the woman finish her routine after she's fallen. It's like, lowest point in your life, keep dancing, sweetie. They shouldn't do that. They should race the Zamboni out there, scoop her up, and whisk her off into a private room where they give her a pack of Marlboros and a pillow to scream into. Instead, they make her finish. She's not going to win. You never see someone on the gold medal podium with slush running down her thigh and a split lip. Make her finish skating, rush her off into an interview. She's discombobulated. Sorry, I'm late. I was just digging out from under an avalanche of broken dreams. Hi, Mom. Hi. Thanks for turning a carefree hobby into a joyless prison. You had a question? Yes, Christina, why do you think you fell? Maybe because it was so slippery? It was like a sheet of ice out there. They really ought to do something about that. But I wanted to play hockey, so I went to my parents. I said, I really want to play hockey. I said, if you really want to play hockey, we'll find the money. Your father will work more hours at this job that he despises. Your mother will work more hours at the Hallmark store where she makes 9 cents an hour. But all the greeting cards she can steal. My mother stole so many Hallmark cards in the 1970s. To this day, there are 4 bureau drawers in her home stuffed, mostly Ziggy's. Ziggy was a cartoon character who perfectly captured the malaise of 1970s America. Ziggy made Eeyore look like SpongeBob SquarePants. He was morose. A typical Ziggy card would say, life is an endless treadmill of drudgery and despair. Happy anniversary. But if you really want to play hockey, we'll find the money. For you to play this sport that you've shown absolutely no potential in. Not only have you shown no potential in hockey, but Jews as a whole have shown no aptitude for this sport. Let's examine the Hockey Hall of Fame, and we'll count the Jewish players in the Hockey Hall of Fame. You ready? Done. There are 0. Just for a point of comparison, Gary, more Jews have been the Messiah. Do you understand that you are more likely to be Jesus? You are more likely to walk on water than you are to skate on it. But if you really want to play, we'll find the money. Jesus. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Good night. Thank you.
The incredible Gary Gulman. The amazing Gary Gulman. You got to check out his Netflix special. It's called It's About Time.